The BJP government brought amendments to the Prevention of Corruption Act by which it has made it mandatory that if there is any complaint of corruption, that complaint cannot be inquired into or investigated into unless the government gives prior permission. This basically means that however much evidence is brought for a case of corruption, unless the government gives the green signal and says go ahead and investigate in the case, no investigation will take place. So imagine in the Rafale case, however much compelling evidence is brought, unless the government gives permission, the case will not be investigated. Why would the government give permission in such cases? We know that in most cases of corruption, political leaders, government officials are all complicit. They are all involved. There is absolutely no incentive for the government, therefore, to give permission to act against itself. Another regressive amendment that was proposed by the government in Parliament and which was finally again passed in 2018 basically says that the definition of corruption will now no longer include the offence of abuse of position by a public servant. Now, if we look at cases of corruption, in most cases, it involves abuse of position by some public servant to not work in public interest, but to work for the interest of certain vested interests. Look at the mining scams, for example, the defense deals. There are many such cases where there is abuse of power and that results in large-scale corruption. This particular definition has been now changed in the law, and now the new law says that unless it is proven that there has been bribery, the abuse of power will no longer be an offence of corruption. This is a huge problem because proving bribery has been a huge challenge in recent times with offshore accounts set up, post-retirement benefits being given to people. There are many ways by which people are bribed and it can never be proven. So all of these cases, which so far have been an integral part of corruption, are now not going to qualify as corruption. And while all of these things will carry on, the government has in fact legitimized this form of corruption and taken it out of the offences under the PCA. So now every time we hear the BJP government say that there has been no corruption in our tenure, we really need to question that was there no corruption, or is it that corruption cases were not allowed to be registered or not allowed to be investigated and therefore corruption was not proven? The government constantly tells us that main bhi chaukidar, that we are all whistleblowers. But what is the point if people catch corruption, but the cases of corruption are never registered and never investigated into?